Anyway, next game, Falcons at the Cowboys. This is another dramatic line move. The Cowboys opened up -7. It's down to 4 in some places. It's still 4.5 in others. So yeah, this is just a crazy line move. So who do you like here?
I hate this number in general. I really had trouble picking who I wanted here. The further the line goes down, I think I like the Cowboys more, but I was very torn on this one. Like, the Cowboys just match up so well against the Falcons defense. Like, the Falcons defense is not very good in the secondary, and the Cowboys have 3 real downfield weapons in Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. The Falcons allowed 322 passing yards to the Seahawks. And they don't have as many weapons as the Cowboys. Like, I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott guy in the world, but I feel like this is a matchup he should be able to take advantage of. But at the same time, the other thing that's holding me back on betting this game is the possibility of a backdoor cover, because Matt Ryan is the king of garbage time. It's undisputed at this point. The Falcons were doing absolutely nothing last week in the passing game for so much of that game. And then I look over at the end of the game. It's like Matt Ryan is throwing for 400 yards and he has 3 100-yard receivers and has made the game closer. Now, they didn't come close to covering that. What was it? A 2-point spread, I think. But the backdoor cover possibility exists. Now, what the problem is with this line going down so much, I don't know if that possibility is there anymore. So I originally had the Falcons here, but I think I'm leaning back toward the Cowboys, but I'm really not sure. So I'm not even going to lock in my pick yet until I hear what you think, and maybe you can sway me one way or the other.
So that's interesting. So I'm kind of like you, where I looked at this line when it opened and I saw +7 or maybe even +6.5 and +6. I was like, okay, yeah, the Falcons seem very appealing here. And now that it's +4.5 or +4, it's like, okay, maybe they're not as appealing, but do you go to the other side? And this is something I've tracked over the past couple of years. When the sharp money moves a line down like this substantially, if you keep betting that same side, even at worse value, you're going to be 19-14 against the spread. That's like nothing to write home about, but it just shows that when the sharps have this sort of conviction, it's usually the right side. Now, like, if obviously the spread, the record will be much better if you're getting +6 or +7, but it's still, I think it's still correct to take Atlanta if you like them at 6 or 7. And I like Atlanta here too, because the Cowboys are not a good team. Like their defense is terrible. We saw it Sunday night. The Rams are moving the chains like pretty well, even though they have a horrible offensive line. Like, granted, Dallas eventually figured them out, but the Rams had success early. The Cowboys only have 1 pass rusher. Their secondary stinks, and now Leighton Vander Esch is out. That's huge because they're also missing Sean Lee. So if Sean Lee and Vander Esch are out, like, I feel like the Falcons should be able to scheme with that, and should be able to hit some big plays over the middle of the field. So I think that's a big advantage. And then what you were saying about Matt Ryan's correct. Like, he always comes up big in garbage time. And like, yeah, he didn't cover against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are a lot better than the Cowboys are. And plus this line's higher. So if Matt Ryan gets to 3 or 4, you're going to cover the spread or I guess push. So yeah, I definitely like Atlanta here despite the line move.
Okay, then I'll go back to Atlanta. I officially lock that in for the time being. This game was just very frustrating one to pick because I hate picking teams with bad defenses, and both of these don't really have great defenses. But Chris makes a good point in the comments. He said 2 teams with solid wide receiver trios and a terrible defense. I'll take the over. I will as well. The over on Bovada right now is 52.5. I'm probably not actually going to bet that because my over-under betting record is an atrocity, but I would lean on the over there. Also, if you need a DraftKings pick, I like CeeDee Lamb this week at about $4,700. With Blake Jarwin out, he's going to get a lot more targets. It's really going to be those 3 dudes and Ezekiel Elliott soaking up what I'm assuming will be something along the lines of 40 passes from Dak in a shootout. So get the cheapest of them, get CeeDee Lamb, and maybe even put in 2. If you want to check that out at Sporting News, I got a lineup up for you guys to check out.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even look at the prices yet, but $4,700 for CeeDee Lamb seems so cheap. So yeah, that's definitely a good pick for sure.